Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. You know that vibe. Grand Rising, Down Moves, Keyways, and Essays, and Soul People. Man, first of all, let me start out this morning, man. I'm tapping in with you this morning by saying, rest in peace to my homie Whiskey. Rest in peace to my homie Tanner Tiger. Both brothers passed on, natural causes. Rest in peace to Monster Cody. You know what I mean? And rest in peace to Bop out of the jungles. Anybody that's lost anybody, a loved one, we just got to give them, hopefully y'all gave them their flowers while they was here, you know what I mean? And I'm just speaking on it right now, you know what I mean? Because they're, my condolences to the families and all the loved ones that's out there, So let's get into it. Let's tap right into it, man. Anyone who is not on your same evolutionary and spiritual frequency will distance himself or her from you, while all those who are on your same evolutionary and spiritual frequency will come closer to you. You'll see how amazing it is to discover that everyone that appear and needs to be by your side ultimately appear in your life in the most spontaneous manner. That's how powerful the mind is. The mind is very powerful, and it's important that we understand these things, how important that our evolutionary spirit, how it acts, you know what I mean? Because we know when things are good for us and we know when things are bad for us. But often we ignore all the telltale signs and the bells and the whistles and the things that alert us to things that's going around in our circumference, or in our circle of awareness. And often we got to, take heed to these warnings. You know what I mean? Because they got people that within your own tribe you don't necessarily get along with, but you got association with them and you tolerate the things that you need to tolerate in that circle, But then you meet these people that don't necessarily belong to your tribe. They may belong to a whole different tribe. But man, you have the most amazing, spontaneous reaction to who they are as an individual because of the evolutionary spirit and frequency that they're on. And you realize that you can't section or sanction people due to a color, a red or a blue color, or a block or a street or a name, because names and titles are really sticky and they get hard to peel off. And you find yourself defending the name versus the information or the individuality. And so we got to be more conscious of these things, and we can't give ourselves to these circumstances. We got to build in our community. We got to build. That's why we're here. We got to build. We got to build together. We can't negate this stuff. This stuff is very important, man. And brothers, man, know this, man. Men can lead, but often it's your woman who guides you. So when you associate yourself with women that's outside of the woman you set yourself up to be with or you want to be with, and you get with the side chicks and all the time, and they's laying down at night and y'all pillow talking or whatever, and you talking about things that you shouldn't be talking about, a lot of times this will start wars within our tribes. This will start dissension and people getting into it behind some side chick or some chick that don't even belong, that has the same frequency that you have with the woman that you was building with. This is real talk, man. I want y'all to understand what I'm saying, man. I'm coming from my heart to tell y'all these things, man. It's not stuff that I don't know, because it's trial by error, you know what I mean? I've been through this stuff, you know what I mean? So when you find one you can build with, that's where you get, Stay in that lane, man. Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. You know that vibe. Before I go, let me give a shout out, man. Shout out to my boy Big Devil, Diablo. Shout out to my boy Slick Rue. Of course, Slick Rue, man. And I'm going to show you how relationships work with them too, because they grew up as kids. But on the evolutionary spiritual side, that frequency is still there. They didn't allow the red and the blue factor in on what their relationship should be or how it should go. So shout out to them too. Shout out to Bam Sherwood, that's my guy. Shout out to Bright Dog and Trey Baby, his daughter. Shout out to them, man. I just want to shout out to Cab Mac Videos, where content is king, man. That's my guy over there. And also, man, you know what I mean? Shout out to Marcellus, the homie, you know. Want to give a shout out to him, man. And shout out to my homeboy Gangster, Twin, and Mondo. They're my guys. Those guys, we was in a circle together, man. Circle of trust. And that still stands today, because Santana is a family. It is a family. We want to be like the businessman and the Slausons. They all, where they started off as one thing, but now they're social clubs, giving and helping the community, building. That's what it's about. It's about building. It ain't about destruction. Look to build up before you tear down. Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Postman, you know the vibe, man. Man, before I go, man, let me do this too, man. Shout out to Lee Ford, man. That's my guy. Shout out to Lee Ford. Y'all know who he is, man. He off that side, man. Shout out to Stan Shepard. Shout out to James, man. Y'all know him as Mom James, man. Shout out them cats, man. They're my people, man. Shout out to Big Steel from Gangster Chronicles, man. I'm feeling this type of way this morning, man. I'm shouting everybody out, man, but I just want to make sure I give all my people their flowers this morning. Shout out to G. Lou and Mama Jean, Queen Jean off the G. Lou show, and Dee Dee Harris. Professor Melly Mill, Hood Postman, you know the vibe. I'm out.